It gets halfway and he gets it anyway. Rhyme gets the kill as the defuse is going down to get the win. Holy smokes, that could not have been more close.
What a finish there. NIP coming up huge in the end, and it was Rhyme not with this op, but with a Phantom to close things out there. What a finish. It couldn't gotten any closer. That was only our first game of the best of 3 of the finals here. NIP taking game number 1. We're going to take a short break. The player's going to drink their Gatorade, their orange juice, whatever they're drinking late at night currently over there in Europe, and then come back for game number 2. Could possibly be the decisive game, or will Skyfoxes be able to battle themselves back? We'll take a short break. We'll see you in a little bit.
Sipping on a little something, I've been sipping too much. I just poured myself a double and I'm thinking about us. Every time I see your face, I think of what I lost. How could all the little moments that we had be so far? I never met someone like you. I never felt this way, ooh. I could take potions, rising, but no part of it. Nice to meet ya, been called a misfit. No need to fake it, we all got some shit. Yeah, you check for my vitals, think I need revival. Broken down and fading, my heart keeps breaking. Gotta be the storm, but all the survivors. Looking up the love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up, cause we're falling down. Never give it up, because we are the fighters. Gotta be the storm, but all the survivors. Looking up the love in a little bit of darkness. Hold each other up when we're falling down. Never give it up, because we are the fighters.
You're hitting on my phone at midnight. Don't wanna take your call. You're always looking for something. There's no substance in your eyes. You're telling me the same old stories that I don't wanna hear. You're only looking for loving, got no conscience, no pride. Oh, calling up past 9 when you are lonely. Want me to come out 'cause you could use my time. Sweet talking boy, just like you learned it. Don't think I caught up with your lies. You want me, then you don't. Won't tell me what you want. You walking in and out, keep on playing me alone. Won't be that kind of girl. I know what I deserve. Only need me in your life. When you turn lights out, 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 turn lights out. You show up at my door on weekdays, and then you disappear. You're always acting so selfish, way too passive inside. Keep telling me the same.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl. We are at our grand finals between Skyfoxes and Ninjas in Pajamas. NIP took game number 1. Degon and Esports Doug here bringing you the action. $5,000 on the line for this EU bracket. And if you're loving what you're seeing today, you need to stick around for tomorrow's action. Sunday morning at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., Sunday morning, 11 a.m. North American action, and we've got some heavy hitting teams there as well. So make sure you book that on your calendar. 11 in the morning, West Coast time. All right, let's take a look at the bracket here to see how we got here and how things have shaken up so far. Demise, fantastic team, fantastic match in the winners bracket finals. Wasn't enough. They dropped down to the losers bracket. NIP comes back in the losers bracket and brings it to Skyfoxes all the way to the 25th, the end game round, and win round number 1. You see NIP's journey here as they had to work through the quarterfinal. Not even as easy as Demise, who was just sitting there chilling, waiting lots of games there for NIP. So us, the NIP fans definitely got their money's worth.
Yeah, and you know, the way that game ended, I think was just a testament to how close these two teams are matched, right? For them to go down to the wire like that in a 1v1 of all things really just kind of shows these two teams are very good. They match up really well. There were concerns, at least on my end, right? If they weren't able to get past the matchup with Demise, and Demise played them so well, but the fact that they were able to win the rematch and then play what is the Skyfoxes? Thank you.
Skyfoxes.
Yes, thank you. Play Skyfoxes as closely as they did just bodes well for the rest of the series, right? Like we've talked about a potential 2-0, but the fact that this could have gone either way because of one kill just shows we could easily go 3 maps here.
Well, randomizer gonna bring us on over to Haven, and so split mean if it is a decisive game 3 necessary, it'll be on the split. Side selection, Skyfoxes deciding they're gonna go defensive first. NIP on attack. They've got the game lead, and they're looking to win this pistol round to give them a nice little jump here. Rhyme pushing through, checking corners, making sure everything's okay. He was the hero of that final game, getting the last kill. Meadow holding this tight corner. We've seen him have some pop-off performances as enemies come across. Not quite looking. Now he will be as Yasin forced to come on through. Meadow holding the tight corner here as both members on A holding corners. Not a full rotation yet by the Foxes, and now they'll come, but a little bit too late. Meadow gets 1, Meadow gets 2. Bonkar taking down Meadow, and then trading out. Leo coming on in. Bonkar still on site. Flashpoint coming through, getting the knock. Nikola picking one up there. Pros don't fake. Nikola, a pro, doesn't believe in that saying. Picks that one up, and Skyfoxes will take the first round.
Hey, you know, it was enough time, right? We were concerned early on that Skyfoxes might maybe delay a bit too long on the rotate, but it was the early kills out of Meadow that bought enough time for them to get over, and that worked out really well for them. A great pistol round.
Yeah, lots of action. Utility used. Perfection. People getting blinded. Lots of shadows and clouds going down. Smokes going down. Good start here for Skyfoxes. And on defense, you don't want to give any cheap ones away, especially if that means that first round. Use everything you got.
The 50-yard line setup here from both of these squads. Neither of them really willing to make a decisive stance or decisive move either way. Just very cautious, very slow, patient, methodical from both of these squads.
Nicholas shooting out the cam. They know at least one's here. As NIP, they still have the spike in mid, so they haven't fully committed to a site yet. They peeked a bit in that mid window. No one challenging that yet for the Foxes. Spotted was Shadow. Not quite able to land his Marshall shot here as Yasin loses the wall at the worst time possible, and Shadow picks that one up.
Shadow might miss once, but he's not going to miss twice, especially in a situation like that. Shadow hitting the shot through the smoke. Elsewhere on the map, Rhyme is able to take out Meadow. Nikola trades it out, and that's going to settle into a 4v3. Numbers in favor of Skyfoxes, but NIP looking to drop a plant, and they're going to be heading towards C from short. Shadow has spotted both players. Tagged up a little bit with the pistol, but nothing else really doing quite yet, except for forcing members back into garage. Shadow Lols gets one.
Yeah, the plant not able to get down. Spike just laying there And it's another round win for Skyfoxes. Wasn't easy. They do take some armor off, and Meadow did die in that process. But NIP, I think, okay with that force there.
You know, Nicola's a name that we've called in passing here and there, but he's having an excellent start to this map here. 4-0
Here.
for Skyfoxes, and things, at least initially, looking good. We'll see if NIP now has anything to show for it. Also, you seen rocking the pistol this round, opting not to spend. He may have forced a little bit in the previous round. But interesting economy approach here.
Yeah, they had a bulldog, so there was spending. Nice little trap. 1-2 here for Leo. And this is going all wrong for NIP as they go up B just to get B lasted. And it's Skyfox is looking good here on defense.
Yeah, but you know, we have to be careful about being lulled into a sense of confidence here, because this is exactly how the last map started. Right, like Skyfox has got a big 7-0 big, and then NIP came roaring back to win. So we just, it's early. We can't fully chalk it up to this.
Right there.
Oh, Shadow Lol not being spotted here. Good coverage by his teammate to shoot out the homing beacon. Saipan holding close as well, and NIP taking this one a little bit slower now that they got big boy guns in their hands. Owl drone doing some recon, and I don't think he's gonna see anything here. Oh yes, he does. Does see one outside of garages, so Skyfoxes know something being set up over there by C and B.
Oh, Shadow was just narrowly missing. Bonker winning that 1v1. There was some very clean shots of his own. And that's huge. Yeah, another one's going to go down on the side of Skyfoxes at the hands of Yasin. Latex gets cleaned up. And that's a heavy numbers advantage for NIP.
My ultimate is not ready.
Yeah, the whole map is their oyster, but they've got to decide where they're going to go. Only 20-something seconds left. It looks like it's going to be a C play here. You do have one member on site. I'm going to be able to slow him down. Nicola not quite able to. And with perfect timing, NIP is going to be able to get themselves onto the site, plant it up. And Skyfoxes now have a difficult task ahead of them.
Yeah, and it just became even more difficult as Leo Dads goes down. Meadow, the last one standing, he's able to get one. That's going to put him in a 1v3. But the problem is he's also currently on the other side of the map, and it looks like he doesn't want any of the heat. He's just going to get out and save.
Yeah, early save here by Meadow. I don't hate it. You can buy for Shadow Lulls. You know, these low likelihood percentage chances of getting a win here, not as important as your overall economy. And I think that's a big thing that's very different between solo queue and competitive play. Let's give up these rounds.
Well, it's just worth it. It's a prudent thing to do, right? If you're setting yourself up, for success later on, it's worth it. And yeah, we see Latex is going to drop the op. Rhyme is rocking the op. So it's interesting. Digon, I want to get your thoughts on that. Shadow Lulz is rocking the op as well. So again, a 2-op setup. Does that seem like a wise investment? Does that seem like too much? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Like, that's how Foxes play, and Latex has had kind of like a bumpier end to his tournament run so far, but he found some life last game on the op. If that's how you're going to set it up, Haven's a pretty good spot to do that on, but only if you land your shots, and Yasin able to take down Latex there.
He's going to continue to make his push up round A, and he's unfortunately met by bullets of Meadow, and Meadow gets the second one as well. Not able to trade that out. Shadow Lulz gets one on the other side of the map, winning that fight against Rhymes. And very quickly, things turn in favor of Skyfoxes. They're poised to go up 4-1 here on this map, but if Tenor has anything to say, this round is far from over.
I guess we'll find out. Meadow using neutral theft very quickly, so they have an idea where they were. They're hanging around mid window. They're gonna clear corner. They're gonna basically walk right into the sniper range. Oh! There we go. Look at the flick there by Meadow. Gets that final member left up. Maybe go for the plant here. Oh, the spikes come through, and Leo's able to land these perfect shock bolts onto Tenor. Tenor gets sent back, but he does get the plant down. We'll have himself the ult. We'll also have a little bit of extra cash in his pockets, but good fight back here by Skyfoxes after dropping around.
Hey, you know, it's been a slow start for NIP, right? Like a 1-5 out of Zypin, a 1-4 out of Rhyme, a 1-4 out of Tenor. Just, you know, leaving a bit to be desired. It's still early on, but Skyfoxes has just been in control.
Another buy here, though. Sin gonna go for the op duel. Oh, yeah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Oh, he's not gonna get it. I thought Latex was gonna go for it no matter what. You seen the? Oh, that's crazy to me. You bought an op and you're gonna use the ulti now. This is nuts. Latex, good shot there on to Rhyme. Quick TPs on out back to CT.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Like the op and using ult there, that seems like a lot. But that said, that's what he opted to do anyway. Meadow working that angle. And the best thing that probably could have happened there for him was that he got smoked out. Sane's going back on the aggressive. It's going to pop up, pop right back down. Nothing doing quite yet. Here comes the Rolling Thunder.
Yeah, it doesn't land onto him. Aftershock not going to land, but Meadow coming on through and cleaning things up. Yasin able to get one with the Blade Storm. So a worthwhile investment so far. Gets the plant down, but now has to land multiple. And look at all those dots through the wall. He gets one, almost gets the second one. Not quite able to. Revive coming on up just to make sure. One member left alive here in the form of Sova. Nikola. Oh, accidental. Maybe on purpose, but kind of accidental. And here we go. Nowhere to run. Hunter's Fury will land one. Lands on two. Will he go for the third? Not quite able to. Shadow gonna get the cover here. Misses the shot, but halfway defuse. It's huge here for Skyfoxes. Good attempt by NIP.
Yeah, and I like that he tried going for it. I like that he used his ult there, but unfortunately wasn't able to fully fend it off. And, you know, on the side, on the side of Skyfoxes missing that shot, it was just enough to buy time, right? And that proved to be just enough time for Skyfoxes to get the defuse. But yeah, NIP with a pretty slow start here. And it looks like, you know, we haven't seen a stack, right? We haven't seen much of an aggressive, decisive stack out of NIP onto a single site.
Yeah, NIP opting to play it a little bit more straightforward here.
Camera taken out.
And try to find an opening pick to open things up, but they haven't been able to quite yet.
Oh, but that's certainly going to hurt Latex with the snipe. Nicola's getting a kill on the map as well, and you blink and they're down to 3. Sin is able to trade some of it out by taking Nicola out, but it's still a numbers advantage over the Skyfoxes. 4-3 right now. The spike in the hands of the Cypher for NIP. And it looks like he's just slowly rotating his way back while his teammates are dying on the site. I don't know that I understand this.
Well, it's because A is wide open. It's already been cleared by Rhyme, and they're just trying to get the plant down here. Bonkar should be good here to get the plant. holding it. Another story as both guys holding frenzies.
Planted the spike.
Yeah, Rhyme getting shot out.
Blinding.
Bonker sitting inside of his cage, now could possibly sit inside the shadow.
Cover going out.
And this is a 1v3 on a one-tap Cypher. There's the frenzy shots, and Leo ends up landing the lucky shot. They're gonna pick up what they can. And another round win for Skyfoxes. Good rotation in NIP. Again, we saw this last time before, so you can never count them out, but having trouble getting any momentum here.
Well, and this was the point on the last map where things started to turn, right? It was 7-1, or sorry, it was 7-0. Now it's 6-1. But this is around the time that NIP turned things on, and were able to make a map out of it and ultimately get the win. So we'll see whether or not that's the case again, or if Skyfox is able to continue to apply the pressure, right? You don't want... NIP has already shown that they can claw their way back into things, right? And make a map out of something and make a hell of a comeback. And if you're Skyfoxes, you can't afford that, right? You don't want to allow them that luxury. You don't want to give them that inch. So if you're Skyfoxes, you got to keep your foot on the pedal here. Don't let anything up. Don't give NIP even the chance.
Oh, for sure.
To consider a comeback.
Well, Yasin all the way up a short already, and it seems to be just a case of good timing for him to get all the way in. He's now holding a short cubby. And it's an opportunity for NIP, and they keep making this A play, and it looks like that's what they're going to do yet again.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting on site. They're just not able to finish. And I think, again, of your strategies, that's all you're asking for. You're asking for an opportunity for a gunfight. Rhyme able to clear out Meadow, and this is the first time we've seen NIP get the opening pick.
Spike is going to go down. Narrowly missing that shot is Rhyme onto heaven. He's not going to be able to see anything there as he sees the shadow starts to go down. Oh, Latex winning the op fight that easily could have gone either way, but Atex proving to be the better player, at least in that instance. And the spike, again, the spike is down. It's still heavy numbers advantage for Skyfoxes.
Yeah, again, very, very passive play here by NIP. They realize, hey, look, we got out-opt. We lost the site. Let's continue to hold on to our weapons. And it's a very conservative approach. But again, you look at the economy, and it's pretty not... It's pretty ugly. It's pretty not pretty. Whereas on the opposite side, you could probably buy 3 times for Skyfoxes.
Yeah, and you know, we talked a bit about that double op loadout earlier on, and I mean, so far it seems to be working. A 7-1 lead here for Skyfoxes in map 2. Latex looking to see if he can catch an early pick. The timing not able to connect, but he was close, as it looks like it's a heavy set piece onto A. We haven't seen this before, not this aggressively,
not this early.
Scene goes up, Scene dashes over, and so far it's still alive, but gets taken out immediately. Latex gets another Latex with the third. And they went in aggressively, and by golly, they're getting punished for it as they fall apart left and right. Bucker, though, Hero is able to get 2. Rhyme gets 1 as well. And all of a sudden, NIP has numbers.
That was crazy. What a crazy sequence of events. What a flick by Mendo. Around the corner to start all this off. And now taking a peek. Oh, Nicola gets lucky. Bonkar is giving the information on over. Nicola tries to get on in, and it's Rhyme that has the last laugh. And NIP 7-2 get themselves on the board. Oh, that was quick. Never say die by both these squads, as you know, they lose a member, they lose 2 members. Now they're down 4v2, and then the full return comeback here by NIP to hold it off. That's just some good Valorant. Good Valorant.
But you know, the question you got to ask is how much good is left in the tank, right? These guys have been playing for hours. NIP went through a losers bracket run. They invested a lot on winning that first map. I can't help but wonder how much is left in the tank. It's been a long gauntlet for both of these teams, but it's more so for NIP to get to this point. And the resiliency is going to have to be the determining factor here. If you're NIP, it looks like the spike, is going to be. Dads gets one, and he's going to get walled off before he even gets a chance at another.
Oh, Shock Bolt's so close there to Tenor, but not quite able to finish him off. He heals all the way back on up to 100 to give a decent amount of information on who's where. Tenor does get shadowed up, but not paranoid. Ooh. Shadow himself turned the corner. Wall bangs, gets it through. Now shooting from behind, a little worried, but has to start sticking it. He's trusting his teammate, and Latex comes through. Skyfoxes, my goodness. Again, great approach by NIP, but Skyfoxes just slightly better than them. Pick up their 8th round win.
Well, yeah, and you know, like this, I mentioned this earlier, this is about the point at which things went sideways for Skyfoxes on the first map, but here we see Skyfoxes, at least so far, able to continue the successes, and they have the money to continue, right? Like there's no risk. They've got to lose 2-3 rounds in a row for economy to really be an issue for Skyfoxes, and NIP is just in this really weird spot where they can't, they're broke, they're behind. There's not a whole lot going well for them right now.
Yeah, and there's only 2 rounds left, so just playing smart here is the most important thing for NIP. Like they've got to understand, hey, look, we've got to kill one and then take their guns and then do our best. While Skyfoxes is stay cool under pressure, and that's what they did here. And B, Latex, not so much. Dropping himself and A short.
Revealing area.
Here we go. Shots on through. Zypan getting knocked. There's Zypan getting the knock onto Leo. Shadowlol using the Rolling Thunder, able to get a concussion, going for another blind here. Only 7 bullets in the chamber. Needs to be careful. Op. Close quarter combat. Op. Oh, Shadowlol's then backs on up and gets the shot onto Zypan. Meadow cleaning things up on the other Cypher. And here we go. 9-2. Skyfoxes respond huge here.
The thing is, you know, I mentioned this earlier on, Skyfoxes can afford to drop a round or two and still be okay, at least financially. NIP is still in a tough spot here. See if Leo Deads is able to get any information early on. And it looks like it's going to be a set piece towards C for NIP.
They're pretty far up here in C. They did it relatively quietly. Nikola has the wall on up. And then they boost right on over. It's the wall boost. Nikola trying to crouch his way on through. Has bought a little bit more time. Gets a slowdown and a pick on the Asin. What a play by Nikola to buy time. The slow warp has been dropped. Tenor does kill his counterpart, but it's a nice play there by Nikola to buy enough time. Chattel's now onto the site, trying to clear things off. Goes around 1, gets rid of the owl orb, but the spike is on the site. Clearing things off is Shadow Lulz. Only 1 left alive. It's the Omen. Omen running for his life. What a play by Nikola for the Skyfoxes to buy the time and get themselves to double digits on the defense. Holy cow. Skyfoxes just putting on a clinic right here.
This goes
Showing
here.
why picking this side that has a little bit more pressure that's owed to those rounds is important for momentum overall. NIP, they cannot lose this. They lose this pistol round. They're at a major disadvantage in round number 2 and basically just got to play with their backs against walls the whole time. The whole time.
Or you know, you wonder if with the deficit is as large as it is, if you just kind of like chalk up the rest of the map, right, and realize you still have the series lead, and maybe a reset is what you need there. Rhyme's able to get 2 though. It doesn't look like that's the case. As he gets 2 opening frags, Leo Deads trades 1, and Nicola trades 1 back as well. And all of a sudden, numbers still in favor of NIP.
Spike planted. Deploying drone.
Drone going out. Skyfoxes, as you said, have the plant, but NIP have the numbers. Just got to play this one together. You know how these classics shoot. They always, it's all about quantity over quality shots here. If you got the ghost, you can go ahead and spam them, hit them, tap them with the head. Area being revealed back over in the CT area. I think it just missed, but Nicola's able to get 1. Rhyme now pushing around the corner, and Leo actually getting walled off, and Rhyme picks off 1. They run around the wall. He's panicking. Does catch him because Tenor doesn't fake. He's a pro. And Leo now backing off and gets the second one, and Skyfoxes are 2 wins away from victory.
Holy smokes, what a play there out of Skyfoxes. That unreal. Mendo, Shadow, Leo, Nicola, everyone's positive on that side. And then unfortunately, if you look on the side of NIP, nobody is positive. It's just been tough sledding for every member of that team.
Oh man, that was woo. That was craziness. Is now Skyfoxes scores 11-2. We'll be updated in just a second as Fox is getting closer and closer to closing this one out.
Look at how aggressive NIP was being there. Right, like on A side, pushing forward, looking to get some frags instead of waiting to see if Skyfoxes was even going to take the A site. An interesting change of approach. Bankar gets 1, Nicola trades it back out on the other side, and for now it looks like it's going to be a play on to B.
Yeah, they're on site. Nicola just runs forward. Hold W, hold left click. Worked out well for him there. Meadow picking up another one against Bankar. And just 1 left up alive for NIP. It's Rhyme, and he's ran out of time. He's down, he's out. And Skyfox is on match point for 10 rounds.
You would think 10 rounds, especially for a team of Skyfox's caliber, would be enough to put this game away. So if you're NIP, Degon, at this point, are you thinking next map?
Yeah, I think that's fine. You know, it's a long way back. A long way back. So maybe mess around, maybe try something, hit him with a shotgun shot, maybe solo push like what Rhyme just did with the stinger. That's not too bad of a plan either. And he ends up picking off the revive as well, so that works out. Oh my gosh! Straight to the head. So Tex picks up 1, Latex picks up 2. Now it's just down to 1 solo member here.
Take flight.
I don't think they know where the spike is.
They'll find out soon.
Yeah, it's been spotted out now. The plan has been spoiled. Zypan looking to see if he can spot anyone. The spike has been picked up. And now the reinforcements arrive on NIP. They're going to walk right into him and watch him, or catch him red-handed as he's trying to plant the spike, clean him up, and NIP fends off, at least for now, another round.
Yeah, I think Meadow Galaxy brained himself there, planting right in front of where the danger was.
That goes there. Yes, this should do.
All right, 12-3 here, heavily in favor of Skyfoxes. Skyfoxes down in the series, but far from down, at least on this map. Looks like, again, it's going to be a pretty concerted push towards B, but if you look at the minimaps, you'll see a member of NIP is starting to, once again, hit that flank, hit that rotate. One member of NIP is down. We'll see. Oh, my goodness, if they get collapsed on, if they don't see him, if they don't spot him out here, this is going to be a disaster, as it looks like he's going to be coming through that window. Zypan gets one.
Seen, holding now. Look how low.
There you go.
Stage is right now. Oh. Latex now rotating through garage, getting caught out by the owl, and forced to back on off here. So no revive. Tenor already killed for NIP. Skyfoxes, Nico solo will be able to heal himself back on up now. Yasin trading out Latex. Again, another 1-for-1. And here we go, finally. Meadow, the last one. Oh, it's not Meadow. Meadow's not the last one alive.
It's my boy Bonker.
There we
Bonker, the last one standing. The spike has been planted. 2 members left on the side of Skyfoxes, and it seems like they don't know where he is quite yet, but I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to fend off the ruse, especially now that he has been spotted. He's just guessing, looking to see where they might be, and yeah, that's a tough gunfight to win. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to map 3.
Yeah, it's been a long journey here at Slugfest, but Skyfoxes answer right on back here into that game number 2, the way that we expected. And so both teams now forced on to split. And side selection should be on the side, I believe, of Skyfoxes. They still are the top seed. I don't think that's their reward for being the winners from the winners bracket finals. Huge stuff there, Doug.
Yeah, and we'll see. They both times they've opted to go for attacking first, which has been an interesting approach. Truth be told, in both instances, it has gotten them an early lead, a big one. They weren't able to close the door on the first one. They were on the second one. I expect them to do the same thing again, because at least for the first 7 or 8 rounds, if it's not broken, don't fix it. So we'll see how they opt to play that.
And IP Skyfoxes 1-1 apiece. It's going to the 3rd game of best of 3 here at the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl for the $5,000 Invitational. Make sure you stick around to see this thrilling conclusion. We'll be right back after a short break.
something new, a better part of you. You feel it in your soul, a leap from head to toe. I'll go just alone, scratching my mind. I gotta keep asking why. Stop telling me all the time everything will be fine. I can't stop scratching my mind. I don't know.
It's been a long journey, but here we are, the third game of the best of three of the grand finals of the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl. I'm Daniel Digon Gonzalez alongside Esports Doug Cortez. We've been your shepherds all the way through the whole night. And don't worry, there's the light of dawn right across the distance there. But we don't know who is that light. Will it be Skyfoxes or will it be ninjas in pajamas? As we take a look at the bracket here, bunch of teams. All that matters is what you see right there on the right side. Skyfoxes, NIP tied 1-1.
Yeah, and you know, when we think about this next map, and you think about predictions, and it all coming down to this, I mentioned early on, and you called the number, you called the score, you called a 2-1 in favor of Skyfoxes, and I've got to agree with you. As good as NIP has shown that they can be, NIP still has to go the distance to get a map win, right? Like they have to go to the 25th round in order to get a win. And then on the side of Skyfoxes, they've shown that they can win in pretty convincing fashion, right? Like it doesn't have to be this marathon race that goes down to a 1v1 for the bread. They can win convincingly, and they can win without a ton of effort, to be honest. So that said, I think when Skyfoxes is good, they're really good, and when NIP is good, they're on par with Skyfoxes, right? It's Skyfoxes good is better than NIP's good, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. I think it's slightly closer than that. I think once a couple rounds got away from NIP onto Haven, it looked like they took their pedal off the gas, but again, different map here for Skyfoxes, as they have played on Split only once today. I think NIP has played on it 2 or possibly 3 times a day, because they've had to play almost 2 to 3 times more matches than Skyfoxes. But either way, we've got our 2 worthy adversaries here going back and forth. And, you know, I thought it was going to be the fact that NIP was warmed up and Skyfoxes weren't, was the reason why game 1 was going to go the distance in favor of NIP. But in actuality, it was just NIP playing well and being resilient and fighting back. And, you know, I can see them doing it again here. I will stick to my prediction of the Swedes will win. Both teams are Swedish, so the Swedes will win. But I think Skyfoxes will be able to eke it out here as we move on closer to Split.
One of these 2 teams will emerge victorious at the end when all is said and done. But look, Dion, I want to get your thoughts on this. What happened to NIP and that we saw in map 1 and map 2? Where did they go?
I felt like the op went cold. Op definitely went cold there, and that happens to Opper's confidence gun. I think the second part is also, I felt like they started forcing a decent amount as well, where you weren't even getting to the op anymore because the op went cold. So, and you also don't want to take away from Skyfoxes. I think they did a fantastic job stepping up in that second game in a way that they just weren't able to the first time around. You take a look at Shadow Lulz. He out-opt Rhyme to the point where Rhyme had to use a different gun. So I think when that happens, it's very difficult to recover, especially in that game, without a break. So loving the fact that Skyfoxes stuck to their guns, they stuck to their plays, and they started playing aggressively on defense so that it was a little bit easier on offense to get a couple of rounds under their belt. NIP currently taking a quick break before they hop on into the big final battle here. I want to know, Doug, we've seen matches all night long, all day long, all morning long, wherever you're at. What is the one biggest thing that you've learned so far?
People don't like Viper.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that comes to mind. But yeah, I think what I've learned is that Skyfoxes is legit, right? Like we at the beginning of the broadcast, we saw two of their games early on, and they were like, yeah, they look good, but is it they're good because they're playing significantly lesser teams? Like what is going on here? They are that good. Like they're the real deal. And when you're able to dismantle a team like NIP the way that they did on that second map, it just leaves very little room for doubt.
Yeah, for sure. They're close to cementing their name in that EU contenders of tier 2, tier 1 talent here. Mm-hmm. And so Skyfox is close to doing that. But again, NIP, they won that first game. They're very close to doing the same thing as well. I think all that matters is that you get the wins. Get the win and get yourself out. You can VOD review later. You can do the aim practicing tool later. You can talk strats later. But get yourself the win when it's on game day. Tournaments are always a lot of fun. There are going to be a lot of them in the Valorant ecosystem. So the more wins you can attach your name to, the better it'll bode for your team for either Skyfoxes or NIP.
Well, and look, either way, T1, T2, and EU, say what you will. What does matter is that one of these two teams are going to have their name etched in the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl history books. I want to take a quick moment while we have a chance to thank a couple of sponsors who have come together to make this possible. Thank you so much to Juked. Thank you to Rise Above the Disorder, Spectre, Tyrus, Cooler Master, and then lastly, Bento. Of course, we could not do this without them. And then to everyone who's hanging out in the chat, who's hung with us, if you're an NA and you stuck with us through this entire broadcast, you are a soldier. And if you're in EU, thank you so much for tuning in. There's nobody that if you guys aren't watching, Digon and I are just kind of like shouting into silence, into nothing. So we appreciate you guys tuning in, hanging out with us through the broadcast. This has been a blast. And if you've had fun and you're kind of sad to see this is coming down to a close, the good news is we have NA action for you happening tomorrow. So stick around, keep a close eye on Juke, keep a close eye on Twitters for Elite Esports. Everything will be tweeted on there so you do not miss a beat.
Well said there, Doug. With that, we're on to Split. Everyone's favorite map, Skyfoxes NIP battling out for the title of Elite Esports Invitational as Yasin and Zypan kicking things off with the blast. 2 kills knocking on things through. And then Yasin dropping Gene the bomb buddy. Oh, Gene almost finds one there. Paint shells coming on through. And the room getting repainted there. Nicola's face getting rearranged as well. Only 2 members still left alive for Foxes, but they do find the bomb as Latex coming around the corner, catching out Tenor.
Yeah, Latex playing that heaven angle that can be so oppressive, so difficult to deal with. Obviously not a smothering if you're rocking the Sheriff, but still a powerful position to be from nonetheless. And he puts that on display by giving Yasin the business. Bonker trades it back by taking care of Latex himself, and that's going to leave Skyfoxes in a 1v2.
Yeah, I don't think they recognize he is Heaven. Now they know he is Heaven. Oh boy. He's on the scaffolding. You got to move quickly. And Leo, we've seen him make some big plays, not quite able to on round 1. Big win for the attackers here, NIP.
And look, given how that last map went, this is what I want to see out of NIP. I need a strong start out of them. They've shown that they can respond to an early lead by Skyfoxes and make a map out of it, but don't force yourself into that situation, right? Like ideally you don't find yourself down 6-7 rounds and you don't have to put together this heroic comeback. If they can get a good early start, which we haven't seen any team do against Skyfoxes, there's no telling how the map goes. Looks like it's going to be a delayed push, potentially towards A. 2 members of NIP are starting to funnel in, while there are 3 members of Skyfoxes that are hanging around playing defensively. Rhyme, one of the 2, who has been heroic, and that's quite the understatement, many a time here on this broadcast. But so far, it's still a delayed push. It doesn't look like NIP is willing to commit to A quite yet. And of course, as I say that, the Cypher is going to pick up the spike and look like go back to B.
Yeah, I think when you're on the attacker side here, you're pretty flexible as long as you haven't committed too far. But once you commit too far, then you gotta go somewhere on A and or you gotta go on that side. Otherwise, you're gonna get caught out on these rotations. Meadow getting taken down by Zypan to kick things off here. So Foxes already losing 1.
Make that 2 as Nicola drops as well. NIP with a strong start, which is what we needed to see. Make that 3, 4, and they're dropping left and right. Latex is able to trade one out, but at this point it's a 1v4. Sorry, a 2v5. Numbers are real hard. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done as the round is done. Skyfox is putting one up.
Numbers are hard. Math is hard. There we go. First 2 rounds, as expected, go to the way of NIP. And they're playing a little bit more of a slow, conservative push here. You're just so used to seeing someone sit B with Cypher and just hold the site by himself. So you've got to work, you got to finesse it a little bit. You can't just run right on in, otherwise you're going to step on all these traps. And you know, A side normally stacked up with a little bit more pressure. Latex through the smoke, picking up a kill here. Shadow Wolf's getting another one. So Skyfox is boating a little bit better when they had rifles in their hands. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, and NIP here down 2. The spike has been picked up, but you know, like you were saying, Digon, you can't really. You've got to finesse your way into B, and it's significantly harder to finesse when you don't have as many people to finesse with. Wall's going to go up, and they're going to be forced to try to shoot through that. But, you know, really, if nothing else, that's just buying time, right? Like the spike is still kind of hovering around. We're down to 45 seconds. The more options you're able to take away from the offensive side, the more you force them to hesitate and think, well, crap, where do we go? We don't really have any choice. The more favorable the round's going to go.
Yeah, big slow here. Tenor forced to wait. Gonna peek around the corner. Oh, second slow coming out, and just everything getting stunted right now.
And it's just buying time, right? Like we're down to 20 seconds and they're no closer to planning the spike anywhere than they were 25 seconds ago. Nicola with the 3-piece remove the clock in situations like that. When you get the slays, it doesn't matter. A 2-1 lead still in favor of NIP, but a big 3-piece for Nicola.
Yeah, Skyfox is making him work for it. Gets the kill, gets the reset. And so you feel a little bit better. And now, big round here for NIP. Their wins haven't been fully clean, and the way that economy looks, not so great. Again, I think only 1 player above 1,000 credits. So if they lose this one, they're going to be chunked.
I'm rocking the op. Not able to connect. Not yet. Anyway, as you guys have seen, if you've been with us through most of the broadcast, you'll know Rhyme doesn't miss often, and if he misses once, it's very unlikely that he misses twice. We'll keep a close eye on him and what he's able to do with that op. Yasin as well, a force to be reckoned with. It looks like they're going to snag a spike and rotate their way back onto A. And you know, it's interesting, Degon. We've seen this across the board, right? The entire tournament. They're all very delayed pushes, right? It's rare that we see a concerted 5-stack or something like that. It's very, let's find a pick and then make a move. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think when you're at this level and you trust your ability to get a pick, that's good. I think when you're bad in bronze, you hold W and stick together and just outnumber them. So I like the fact that NIP is sticking to that, playing a little bit slower across the map and then consolidating. Until that isn't the case and Skyfoxes realizes, oh, that's what we're doing, and then they start pushing NIP and getting caught, then stick to that plan. NIP can continue to play this way until they get punished. Oh, but here comes the orbital strike, able to get away. They're safe, and here comes the push on through. It's going to be a very busy time here for the lonely man. Cholos able to get one on the side, goes for the second one, picks up Ryan, goes for the third one, almost gets it, but did enough. The plant stunted, and Shadow Lulz coming up big here for NIP. Or for Skyfoxes, sorry. Confused.
Yeah, math is hard, colors are hard, it's all hard right now. But look, like, Shadow Lulz had the opportunity. You said it best. It was going to be a very busy time. He managed to get 2 and honestly was teed up for 3 and 4, but just not able to convert. That narrowly going one way, and that's going to bring us tied up 2-2 here in this game 3 grand finals. This is, folks, this is the last map that we're going to see this tournament. There is no second chance. There is no prolonging to the series. This is where it will be settled. This is where it all goes down. And that's going to require the best out of both of these squads.
I will say that I don't want to see more rounds like that out of NIP where they let the timer tick all the way down and had the opportunity to plant because they didn't push with 30 seconds instead of 15. You know, we saw a lot of that in their original game against in the semifinals, and so you want to make sure they continue to push and be aggressive.
Yeah, you've seen getting one there with the showstopper, which is always an optimal situation. It looks like the site has been taken over on A. 3 members of Skyfoxes on the other side of the map. At this point, I wonder if they even attempt to take it back. Yeah, it doesn't look like they want that heat at all.
Yep. Out-rotated, one big ult here, and you see the power of Raze, which is why Raze gets played the most here on Split so far in our tournament. The showstopper just basically clearing up mid and gives the round win to NIP.
And, you know, Degon, again, this has been so different from the last 2 maps, right? The last 2 times we've seen these guys play, Skyfoxes jumps out to a very early lead, and then either NIP claws their way back in, or they don't, right? And that's what led to the overtime match, and then that's what led to the 13-2, I believe, or 13-3. And this is a very different circumstance. This is a very different situation. It's NIP who finds themselves with a slight but early lead nonetheless, and this has gone back and forth early on.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want anything less here in this finals because both these teams have just been bang even throughout their gameplay. I think both teams are capable of these pop-off plays and with different strategies. I do think that NIP gets a little bit too cute on their attack strategies, but Skyfoxes, they're more than willing to make adaptations to adjust for teams. As Meadow now spots out one into the garage. Doesn't see the second, but he's going to find out very quickly as soon as he peeks.
Tenor looking to see if he can catch anyone across this mid spot, and nothing doing quite yet, but there are 2 players on both corners out of Skyfoxes. There's no easy way to get through mid here. You're either going to have to go through them or go around, but nothing is easy. Everything is earned. The Rolling Thunder comes out onto mid, and that's going to give them the ability to push out onto B. Rhyme's able to take one.
And nice little trade. Rhyme still peeking up top. Second Rolling Thunder coming on through. Oh, Rhyme barely able to dodge it out, but the perfect timing here as Shadow, Leo, and then Shadow yet again cleaning things up. Only one member remaining. Might be that op saving time. Maybe not though.
Oh, at this point, 13 seconds left.
Oh no.
You got to get out of there.
Nice little Shadow shrouded step to the side there by Rhyme, but not enough. Shadow picking that one up and taking money straight out of his hands.
And we're tied up 3-3 here again. Like a perfect representation, an example of how we've gotten to this point. These two squads just so well matched. I mentioned this earlier, but it really is like two heavyweight boxers going 15 rounds, just trading blows left and right. And right now, this is as tied up as it possibly can be. And
those were 2 rounds back to back. 2 rounds ago, NIP winning it off of Raze's ult. This round, winning it off of Breach's ult for Skyfoxes.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about when gunplay is close to similar, how will the abilities work on through? Well, these ultimate abilities are having a huge impact on setting up their teammates and picking up wins.
I mean, it's been the difference maker, right? And they've been ultimates, but they have been that. They've been the difference maker. And now, if you're Skyfoxes, you don't have any ults, right? Like you wonder how. I don't want to call it a crutch because it's you're using what's being given to you, but can they win a close round without some of that at their disposal?
Right. Bit of cheeky play here. Bonkar on the opposite side of ropes should be clearing this one in just a second. Shadow Lulz with the op, died up top, and Bonkar gonna turn the corner and snap right onto the head. Latex getting taken down. One member close, but not gonna prevent the spike being planted. NIP looking to take the lead here.
And it's going to be 3-on-5. Make that a 3-on-4. Nicholas making it interesting. Leo deads. It looks like they don't. And I like this. I don't want them to punt whenever they have a numbers disadvantage. I think if you have the chance to make a play, do it. But of course, as I say that, Leo dead starts to rotate out, and it looks like they're just going to save.
Another full save coming out by Skyfoxes. Not worth the attempt. 4v3 with slows, with smokes, trying to work your way back on through A. They're putting a lot of pressure on Latex and Shadow to do a lot. That it's like, hey, to meet the parameters to try and retake, we need you to kill 2, maybe 3, also chunk the other one, make sure they burn all their utility. That's kind of what it feels like right now.
And those are tall orders to fill, man. Like, especially, yeah, maybe once, but to do so consistently is insanely difficult. And again, I know you and I mentioned this some, but it's also worth noting the caliber at which we're playing here, right? Like, when you add high skill players, all of that becomes insanely more difficult. Yisin looks like he's pushing towards mid, and it looks like it's going to be another slow spike push. You see the spike is down over by A. Nobody's rocking it right now. Yisin's able to get one.
He's been entry fragging pretty well throughout the day. Nicola gets the revive. They try to shoot on through it, but Nicola able to trade out 1 for 1. Leo getting the showstopper down onto Rhyme. Tenor goes down as well. 2 members remaining for NIP, but Bonkar looks the right way, gets one. Zypan falls, so it's just Bonkar left up with the spike.
The thing about these slower starts to these rounds is that it builds up the tension, right? And everything just kind of pops. Chaos ensues as kills drop left and right. And that's been the case, right? It's slow early on, and then everything goes nuts. and we're left with Awake, and at least Awake for now is NIP at a severe agent disadvantage. Bonker, the last player, rocking the spike. He's at least got that going for him. And it looks like there's only one player even close enough to making a play. Now you see the rotation on the minimap as members of Skyfoxes have heard him, and they're starting to collapse. The clock is ticking down to 10 seconds left. He's going to get spotted. Meadow's going to get the kill. Cypher on Cypher, and Meadow proven to be the better one in that instance.
Yeah, Meadow has been, I think, most of the day. Meadow's had some good plays here. Bonkers, actually, both of them have had some great plays. So, 4-4, tied back on up. And I think if you're Skyfoxes, you're a little concerned here because I imagine there's a little bit more defensive-sided map here. We've seen it be defensive-sided map, but NIP have found ways to rough out some wins. Straight off the bat here. Garage looking to be the play. Cypher has been chilling by himself for a while.
This is rare, but look, you know, if you look on your minimap, you see there are two members of Skyfoxes hanging out in heaven. So there is a committee waiting for them. Leo Deads gets one. And I think you kind of have to at this point. You see NIP is starting to rotate out, or at least delay. Breaking into B is just so insanely difficult when there's a team set up already there.
Yeah, it's definitely no fun. Cypher already makes it not very fun. You don't know the multitude of places where you can put the tripwire, as well as the fact that you got the cage, the camera, so it's kind of telegraphed. It's just a lot to go through. And so the rotation back to A, I like this play a little bit more here. They will have to deal with probably an op. Yep, there's Shadow and his op all the way in the back of CT and CT screens.
He's about to get a chance to make a play. Oh, he's going to get shadowed out naturally as soon as you were to walk into a crosshair. But good night, you walk into that, you're going to get your face taken off. The Shadow gets one, not able to get the second.
Yeah, not able to get the second, but buys enough time for Latex to rotate on through. Shadow picks up Bonkar. No one left to plant the spike. And NIP take a little bit too long on that rotation. Skyfoxes sniff it out, and Shadows with some big plays.
You know, back to the conversation around taking B. I think B is doable if you've got people pushing through mid to take heaven control. If you don't have heaven control, which is what we saw on that last push out of NIP, it's almost impossible. They didn't send anyone up into heaven through mid. They just funneled everyone in through garage, and that's just such an insanely difficult take. On the flip side, if you're going towards A, which looks like that's the play for now, Cypher, his ability to hold a site by himself allows a lot more resources to be at least cheated, maybe not necessarily entirely invested, but cheated back over that way as Latex gets the opening frag.
And multiple members cross here. Shadows saw nothing, literally nothing. And so Latex gets one into two more up top. I don't think he knows when he turns the corner he's going to get a surprise. Not a bad smoke. Latex repositions and catches him out. Oh, that's what I've been talking about here with players when they're not having their best game. You're not taking the same fight over and over again. You saw how Latex made that fight on his own terms, both with the smoke and then standing on top of the box. Those are the small little wrinkles you need to do, and why he finds himself top fragging now.
Oh, and it was like watching a train wreck happen, right? Like Latex is sitting there, he's got his reticle fixed right where it needs to be, and there's just people walking into their deaths. Essentially, just really well played there out of Latex. It's been a strong performance out of Skyfoxes so far. You see the showstopper not connecting on anything again. Shadowwells once again looking over there. 5 people walk by, and excuse me, 4 walk by without him knowing. None the wiser. Once again, Latex in a position to make play.
Yeah, Latex tried to make the play, gets taken down. And now Shadow Lul's on site. He's taking care of business on this save round for NIP. 2 people have died, though. So NIP trying to take a chunk out of Skyfox's economy. Won't be able to. And Bunkar going to turn this corner and meet Mr. Jade, Mrs. Jade, Mr. Nicola. Nicola, pop up. Able to get him. Shoots him in the kneecaps a couple times. Good round win for Skyfoxes. Rifle off 3 in a row here. 4 in a row here. Final round on the first half.
And you know it'll be interesting. The gap, the lead for Skyfoxes coming in a bit later than what we've grown accustomed to, but still a lead nonetheless for Skyfoxes. And NIP once again finds himself staring up, trying to erase a deficit. And I don't know that we've seen in any instance, and correct me if I'm wrong, Digon, but I don't think we've seen an instance in which Skyfoxes find themselves behind a considerable amount.
No, not yet. I do like the fact that they are looking to be on the defensive side and gaining points here. Rhyme almost catches it out, but doesn't check the corner. And Leo, with the help of Gene the Roomba, picks up Rhyme right in the back. 3 members remaining of NIP.
We stand Gene in this house, and NIP down 2 members. Skyfoxes once again in control. That seems like that has been a very prevalent theme the last couple of rounds. Skyfox is getting some early picks. Skyfox is finding map control, and you know, defender advantage. Yes, 1000%.
Off your feet!
But you've got to feel good if you're Skyfoxes. The orbital strike and the rolling thunder, and really nothing doing. Now here comes the showstopper out of Leo dead.
Yeah, not sure where that was shot at the area where Zypan was, and it's a 4-0 victory there. 5 wins in a row for Skyfoxes. They're looking good heading on over to the second half. They got to NIP's magical number 8. Now NIP need to do the same here. Get to 8. Well, 9 to win, but 8 is a good start.
All right, now, given this, Digon, given the first half that we've seen, given this entire series, are you still thinking Skyfoxes?
Oh, yeah. Give me those 8 rounds. I'd rather be in the driver's seat, especially because they did their part. They did their part, won the 8 rounds on defense. If you're able to crack through here early and get yourself this pistol round win, it'll be huge. And numbers advantage saying, looking pretty good. It's going to be a slow rotation from those guys coming from B before they can rotate on in.
Yeah, Leo Dead's getting CC'd up pretty heavily here. Gene is going to go out on an endeavor to try to get a kill. Yassine gets 2. Latex trades one's back, and guys' bodies are dropping left and right all over the map. Bonker gets 1 as well, and it's down to 1v3 in favor of NIP.
Yeah, Skyfoxes weren't quite able to shoot on up into heaven the way that they wanted to. It's planted. Oh, Latex straight to the head. But there it is. Tenor showing up right on time. And NIP, they win the all-important pistol round. They're going to go on up and lead the way in terms of credits as we move into this final second half.
Let's see if you can take a very quick look at the scoreboard. Thank you so much. A 13-9 out of Latex. Again, man, if it's not Shadow Lulz, it's Meadow. If it's not Meadow, it's Latex. If it, it's just been success by committee. But for both of these squads, really, they're these are 2 very evenly matched teams.
Second pistol round. Not very fun for the team that lost it, so Skyfoxes look like they're going to play this one a little bit slower. Zypan hanging out. Playing the position I normally play. Close on up. Down A short. And it does look like it'll be an A play here by the Foxes. They're congregating. And we'll push through the smokes towards ramp. Do have a clear path as well as Shadow Lulz leading the way here. First knock open by Zypan. Zypan looking for more shooting through the shadow. Not quite able to get anything. Oh.
Shadows traveling.
I'm pushing on through. Zypan still waiting, and Rhyme able to get one onto Latex. Zypan cleaning one up through the smoke. That should be all she wrote. Spike carrier down, only one left. Cough on him and he dies. Shadow goes down, and NIP win their second round in a row.
And you know, you're starting to see NIP with the shift, right? The tides are starting to turn and you can feel it. Skyfoxes, they're still at a position where they can invest, right? But if this, I mean, take a look at the economy on your screen right now. If this round goes wrong for Skyfoxes, they're in serious trouble. Skyfoxes needs to get a win here to make the investment worthwhile as they all force spot.
Yeah.
We'll see whether or not that's the case.
Rhyme going for the early pick down mid, and then switching off and going over to A main. I like this play, so that he's maximizing his opportunities to get a pick while keeping himself safe and unpredictable, so that Skyfoxes just can't utility him out. So just kind of playing the slow waiting game. Skyfoxes, multiple people in this mid spot. We do have Breach hanging out towards A and now rotating away towards A. So pretty much a clear call that we're going to B with 40 seconds left to make the rotation.
Yeah, and you know, I know we've talked about this some, but that's the one qualm I have with these delayed pushes is you force yourself into less than, generally speaking, you force yourself into less than advantageous situations because the clock is running against you. Leo Deads gets one, a nice clean snap onto Yasin's dome. The tripwire is going to be activated. The op flies through heaven, but not able to connect on anything as Tenor goes down as well. 10 seconds left.
Should be able to get this one down nice and clean. Rhyme get a little too cute. Dashes forward right into Meadow. Right into somebody. And so pick up there for the Foxes is now NIP trying to work their way onto a retake 2v4.
A difficult circumstance given the numbers and a difficult site to retake on as well. Looks like both players are going to be moving in if they opt to try to retake. It looks like it's going to be happening over from heaven. They get one, they get two, and Meadow's able to trade it out. That's going to leave a 1v2. Yes. Unable to get the site back. The attackers take the round. And again, Skyfoxes, they needed that win.
Yeah, they did. You touched on it. It was an investment, an expensive investment. They will be able to partially buy here. I think Rhyme is the one that's a bit short. What is he going to do? Going to go with the Stinger. Sting him. And then Phantoms. This is the go for broke round here for Skyfoxes. No one has more than 600 credits after this one. Gonna be big.
Couple early off shots, not connecting. Rain in the chat. NIP is the master of comebacks. They got this. They're gonna have to do it, and that's a perfectly good way to start. Yasin's able to get one. Yasin, excuse me, is able to get one with the showstopper to tip the scales in their favor.
Spike was picked up back in spawn, and it's going to be a full rotation from A to B as we follow along with the Cypher Cam. Ready to tag somebody with the tracking dart. Oh, and I feel like this is so difficult to play against if you're Skyfoxes because NIP, they've spent this whole tournament getting cute with their rotations, sometimes too cute. So you wouldn't put past them to come back to A. Can't fully sell out yet. Hellfire coming on down. NIP. Oh, it's clean for Bonkar. Skyfoxes getting absolutely mowed down right now. And it's just one left alive.
Yeah, it's just carnage. Yeah, we've talked about this on that B site. It's got to be a good setup to take it, and we've seen a couple of times now Skyfoxes tries that route and hasn't been set up for it.
Yeah, it hasn't quite worked out for them. Shadow getting pinched on out. I love the aggression being shown here by NIP. Don't give him a gun to lay on to. And now the Foxes, oh, it's a world of hurt. It's a world of hurt in terms of credits.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Yeah, they have to. I mean, yeah, they have to full save here. Yeah, and that you full save just to have an opportunity at something for the next round, and that's even hoping that things kind of favorably go your way this round as well. And look, if you're NIP, you've got to strike here, right? They've left themselves exposed. And you've got to capitalize on this financial situation to tie this thing back up.
Ryan, difficult shot. Aim through the smoke. Takes a couple of good shots at it, but wasn't quite able to land it. And Fox is using the cover, able to get the plant down onto default to kick things off.
I like how aggressively they're playing that up too, right? Like they're pushing people out of that. But of course, as I say that, Bonker gets one, he gets taken out. Rhyme gets two, and Tenor gets one as well. Members of Skyfoxes dropping like flies. And
Wow.
that's we talked about NIP needing to take advantage of the situation. Degon, they did it.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. Oh boy, what can you say about Skyfoxes now? Starting to run out of time, run out of rounds, run out of credit, run out of momentum here. The whole day has been like, hey, look, momentum's a real thing, and it's even happening to these highly competitive players. And we just don't have an answer yet. There's been times where it looks like there's a switch, and it turns on and off, and Skyfox is not able to locate the switch quite yet.
No, and look, they force bought here again because they don't really have a choice. They lost that last pistol round, and you do that so that you have something to buy here. But again, you buy and you bring yourselves down to, I think the most I saw was 300 credits. So you can feel Skyfoxes feels the pressure right now, the financial implications of what's happened the last couple of rounds, and this is a difficult hole to dig yourself out of.
Yep, they know it, and that's so killer. You're seeing down to 10 HP and then 90 HP coming right behind from the Sage. Latex finishes the job off here, and the opening frag for the Foxes finally coming through. Incendiary out, Stim Beacon down. Latex gonna rotate himself around. They use neutral theft and have a pretty good idea on what the odds are. 2 members on B, 2 members on A. Time to go if you're the Skyfoxes.
Rhyme's able to get Latex. And you see him flooding over onto B. There's the Rolling Thunder, and the Rolling Thunder is going to come just a little short. Not connecting onto onto anyone, excuse me, the Skyfoxes, as the spike has been planted. It's not impossible, but it's going to be a difficult take. There's one with the showstopper.
Yeah, 2 members still left alive for NIP. One going to be coming from Heaven, I believe. The other one from Garage.
Uh-oh.
There's the push. Nice catch there by Shadow Lulz. Rhyme goes down. 1 member remaining. Shadow Lulz looking around, and Zypan putting in some work here.
Yeah, but the clock is ticking.
Yeah, good win there, but I think Skyfoxes loses their op. Yeah, you'll take that if you're NIP.
Yep.
Because you don't get a ton of money there. And look at the economy. It's almost like they lost. They cannot buy full armor and op. No one can buy full armor and a Vandal. Oh, that is unlucky if you're a Skyfoxes fan. Good you win the round, but your team literally gutted after that one.
Yeah, it's like a false sense of security almost. With that round win, yeah, you're a step closer to putting this thing away, but
No charges.
it's very, very likely that you lose this round and potentially the next one. But it looks like it's going to be a very hard push on A. The Rolling Thunder is going to come out, and you see him flooding onto the site as they go in. Rhyme missing one narrowly as Latex is able to get Zypan.
Yeah, Zypan was in a perfect spot for success. He was not hit by the Rolling Thunder, hidden, tucked away in the corner on site, as he's done multiple times. Wasn't able to get anything going there. And so Skyfoxes on this 4-spy round without optimal rifles, looking pretty good here.
Yasin, excuse me, able to get one. And Tenor's able to get one as well. Skyfox is dropping. This is disaster for Skyfoxes.
Yeah. It's not over yet, though. Tanner has not gone down. Yasin being forced forward onto the bomb. He has to hold it, get shot through, forced off the spike, and Meadow will die. Dang, again, rifles dropped. Rifles dropped is so killer, and you look at the score yet again. They've got to do it all over again and buy back. Leo has some extra credits, so if someone wants to roll with an op, they can. Nope, Leo's going to go ahead and call his own number, buy the Phantom in full armor, and the credits here are incredible. After every round, since all the players keep dying, no one's able to keep and stack up on their credit right now.
Well, and how sustainable is this, right? Like, we've seen Skyfoxes, that's twice now that they have to force buy, and it's not even a great buy, but they don't really have a choice, and they manage to win when on paper they probably shouldn't. But they're, like you said, they're dropping all their weapons because they die at the end anyway. This is not a sustainable approach.
I mean, just keep winning. Just keep winning these rounds, and it's pretty sustainable there. 2 more left. The Skyfox is in touching distance of the finals here. As Gene the Roomba gets absolutely destroyed before he can turn the corner. And Zypan, speaking of turning the corner, peeks, gets one. Nicholas steps on up to make sure Zypan doesn't push on through. And NIP running out of members, but Zypan is doing his best. Using Rolling Thunder, should be able to get a concussion. Nicola gets caught out, and it's 4 for Zypan. Only 1 left alive. It's Raze. Oh boy, or 2 left alive. Raze and Cypher, because they used the resurrection. That was confusing. So Ace still possible, and maybe our first Ace plus, Mega Ace, Hex Ace, Hexa Kill. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet.
We'll go
Haste.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Chat, you can help us out. You can help us out with this one as Meadow gets this spike down. Ace gone. Hex Ace gone. Oh, Ace gone too.
Meadow taking care of Zypan.
Yeah, taking care of Zypan, but NIP with the numbers advantage. Zypan stuck. Should be a kill here. Yeah. And so the spike defused. Oh, and Tenor picking up Meadow as well.
9-11. NIP refusing to go quietly into the night as they rage their way through the 3rd map here. And it hasn't been pretty, right? Like, let's not cut anything short here. It's been scrappy, really, from both of these squads that have gotten us to this point. But the scrap, at least for now, has been stronger out of Skyfoxes. NIP, however, they're making things happen, right? Like, that round win there, the fact that they've kept Skyfoxes at a pretty terrible economical situation for as long as they have is a victory in and of itself. And Yasin winning matches, winning gunfights like that certainly helps. Roomba's able to get one as Meadow goes down. Tenor's able to get one as well. And that's down. We blink and we're down to 2 members left. on the side of Skyfoxes as carnage reigns in the middle of the map.
Yeah, I don't mind it too much here. It's a save round here for Skyfoxes. They might have bought a slightly upgraded pistol, so any kills would be good. Oh, now they know that Leo's over there. Tenor trying to see if he can jump peek it. That's one of the cool things you can do in that area. Mailboxes, maybe. And look and do it one more time, maybe. Wall's about to break. And they back off, play it a little bit safer.
Yeah, Leo's in a 1v4 here. I don't know that I like this. Why challenge that?
He didn't have much. He had his pistol. I think any other place, he's at a long distance disadvantage, right? If you go towards A, you're losing out on ramp. If you go towards B, you're losing out in garage. That's as close as he's going to get towards someone with the pistol. So, unfortunately, no kill there for Skyfoxes, but now they have the opportunity to buy. You saw the credits on the board there. This is going to be big. If Foxes lose this one, I don't know if they're going to be able to full buy the next round or if they're going to try to have to save, win round 24, and then play for overtime. Early ult, nothing there. Oh, boy. I don't know about that one from the Foxes.
No, and it's unfortunate. We talk about how their options, their resources are limited. You can't afford to be wasting something like a showstopper in a situation like that. It falls harmlessly to the ground without taking anyone with it. And again, we see the slower spread out at the 50-yard line. Let's wait until we see if we can get a pick and then make a play out of Skyfoxes. And honestly, NIP is very okay with that.
Yeah, NIP hanging around for a little bit here. As Nikola gonna hold mid as well. It's gonna be close here. As now we're down to 40 seconds. Spike is on the B side of the map. And Skyfoxes are gonna have to rotate all the way through their own side. And it's Latex and Leo, the L's, trying to get a dub, rotating to A. They're going to force this one very closely.
Shadow, looking to see if you can pick anyone.
Concussed, but
Rhyme.
Hey,
Rhyme
that's
just
not bad.
No, Rhyme just picking him apart. Yassine is able to get one as well. With 6 seconds left to go. There's not a lot of time. Shadow's able to pick one off, but the spike has been planted. It's a 1v2. Heavily in favor of Skyfoxes right now. You said it, Degon. They need to win this round, or else, again, they'll be broke.
Oh, Leo gets another ult. Oh, it was traded ults. Okay, so Leo has his ult, whips that one there. The Bonkar, oh, nice little juke away from the side, and Bonkar, it's going to be scary. Pros don't fake, so he's doing it. The second one coming, he pushes through, and Bonkar coming up huge here. That's the play of the tournament so far. They tie it up 11-11, all on the back of Bonkar in a 1v2.
And Skyfoxes is left in financial shambles. How do they recover from something like that? Bonkar single-handedly
That goes there.
turning this map, turning this series.
Oh my gosh, we were worried here on map 2 in Haven. NIP got ran over. Like, let's just say it. They got ran over by the Foxes after pushing round 1 all the way to the limit. Here in round 3, the final round in our best of 3, Skyfoxes NIP 1-1, and there's been amazing plays over and over again by both teams, but none bigger than that one by Bankar. Oh, look at the push here though by Leo.
Leo getting up close and personal. Zypan's able to get 2 on the other side as well, and it looks like the spike is gonna go down. It's a 4v2 in favor of NIP, and you wonder just how long can they keep this up. Yeah, the spike is down, and yeah, we've seen heroic plays, but this is a difficult situation if you're Skyfoxes.
Oh boy. I would have liked it a little more if Foxes didn't just completely send it right into heaven. Yassine picking up Leo and Latex now. Is it time for his hero moment where he's going 1v2? Drops the orbital strike down, gets caught up. Now he's in it himself, takes damage, and Tenor picks up the kill. NIP on the precipice of being crowned champions here at the tournament. This is nutty. The Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl. So close in the hands of NIP. And they had to do it the hard way through the losers bracket. A bajillion and a half games, and now they're just one round away from getting themselves victory.
And take a look at the economy. Do you got to look at what Skyfoxes is forced to use here, facing tournament elimination? Like, this is as do or die as it possibly gets, and quite frankly, they don't have the money, right, to make a more of an even fight out of this here. And as I say that, we take a look at Latex. Latex is rocking the Sheriff, right? We've seen the Sheriff be very formidable, but I mean, up against something like a Vandal or a Phantom, that's just a tall order.
Yeah, well, shoot him in the face. That's the plan. Here we go. The peaks back and forth. I think Latex already had his chance here. I wouldn't try to do it again. Oh, he's going to do it again. He's so ballsy. Shots back at him. He did get dinked just a little bit. You saw his armor there. Getting chunked. Rhyme. Blind firing on through.
Smoke's down.
Latex will drop a smoke. See what they can get here. And mid gets slowed. There hasn't been a clear indication which way the Foxes are going, but NIP puts up the wall mid anyways.
Well, and the truth is, I don't know that the Foxes know where they want to go either way here, and they're being funneled as they get some of their options taken away. But look, if you're NIP, you're just so close. You see the flood. It looks like it's going to be a flood out onto B. The Rolling Thunder comes out and it's going to knock up quite a few players here, and it's got to delay that push. Yassine is able to get one. Nicholas is able to trade it back. 10 on the trees. Holy cow!
Shambles got to go get the bike. Spike. He's got it, and from behind, Zypan comes through and closes it out. NIP. What a comeback here by the squad. The whole tournament has been a comeback from the squad, made up of members from their Paladins team, and it's NIP coming home as your champions of the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl. Holy moly, what a hell of a tournament.
I can't tell you what I would do to be able to go back and see a replay of those final moments. Tenor with that three-piece sealed the tournament.
Yeah, and even before that, the huge play coming from our boy Bankar, 1v2, making that happen. That was crazy stuff from NIP. Let's take a look at their journey one more time at the bracket here. Starting off with, I guess, the big piece of resistance that NIP felt here in the semifinals against Demise. This close as well from joining up in the grand finals. Wasn't quite able to get over the hump. But NIP, again, prevailing over Skyfoxes 2-1 in a fantastic set. A 3-game set that just went the distance multiple times, every time NIP won. And yes, Sweden, European shooters, love it. It's so great. They're so tactical throughout, and they lead to moments of brilliance, as we got to see a lot of it because NIP had to work their way through the quarterfinals there and had 1, 2, 3 extra games compared to what the Skyfoxes had to do.
And you can argue whether or not that helped or hurt them, but either way, once again, NIP crowned your champions of the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl. Oh my goodness, what a wild tournament this has been. Again, folks, if you've had a blast, if you've enjoyed hanging out with us, I have good news. We have more tomorrow. We're going to be doing this one more time with North American teams as well, and I believe we're going to get that NA bracket up to you right now, folks. I am so freaking excited, and let me tell you why. Dignitas, Skyfoxes has an NA team. You've got names like Tempo Storm, Mirage, Sentinels, and Sinatra's going to be playing in it. That's huge. Elite Esports is going to be rocking the team themselves. Cloud9 is going to make an appearance. Like this bracket is stacked from top to bottom. Digon, who are you most excited to see?
Mousepaz has a ton of the old CLG Counter-Strike boys. Cutler, Hazed coming back onto that roster. I think Wardell is on that roster as well, so you're getting a little bit of Ghost in there, so that's going to be a lot of fun, as well as High Grounds. High Grounds are some PUBG players, not just any of the guys, but some old Tempo Storm PUBG players, and Tempo Storm was the 3-time North American PUBG champions. They just dominated people off of their gun skill, so I'll be super excited to see how they do as we move forward tomorrow. And of course, those matches will be on at 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. So you guys can do the calculating, because I'm not doing any more math since we've been up basically all day. I've been up for 24 hours now, working, staying up for this cast. Europe, we hope you loved it. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the action. For Esports Doug, for everyone here on the broadcast team, I'm Digon. Thank you so much, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow for the North American version of the Elite Esports Rivalry Bowl.